Ever heard of dispensational premillennialism? Sounds like a mouthful, huh? It's a pretty big deal in some Christian circles.
It is. Basically, it's a way of interpreting Bible prophecy about the end times.
So like the end of the world stuff?
Yeah, but it's a very specific interpretation. It focuses on a literal return of Jesus before a 1,000-year reign.
A literal 1,000 years? Wow, that's intense. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is premillennialism in general?
Premillennialism believes Jesus will return before the Millennium, a 1,000-year reign on Earth. It's a literal interpretation of biblical prophecy.
Right. And what's the difference between historic and dispensational premillennialism?
Historic premillennialism sees prophecy as more symbolic, often relating to the church's history. Dispensationalism, on the other hand, sees it more literally, with a strong focus on Israel's future role.
So dispensational premillennialism is all about a literal interpretation?
Exactly. They believe in a 7-year tribulation period before Christ's return, followed by the millennium.
And what about Israel? That seems to be a key difference.
Yes. Dispensationalists believe Israel will have a special, distinct role during the millennium, unlike the church. They see a restoration of Israel to prominence.
This millennium, is it literally 1,000 years?
Most dispensational premillennialists believe so, yeah, while some historic premillennialists see it as symbolic.
So during this millennium, what's happening?
Dispensationalists believe it's a time of Jewish dominion, a restored temple, and a literal reign of Christ with glorified believers. Jews will live, marry, and die, but with incredible longevity.
So the main difference boiled down to Israel's role?
Essentially, yes. Dispensationalists emphasize a clear distinction between Israel and the church, while historic premillennialists don't see such a sharp divide.
It's like two different lenses looking at the same prophecy, right?
Exactly. Both believe in a premillennial return of Christ, but their interpretations of the details differ significantly.
And what happens after the millennium?
After the 1,000 years, there's a final rebellion. Then Christ establishes the eternal state, the new heaven and new earth.
So it's a pretty dramatic vision of the end times.
It certainly is. It's a very detailed and specific interpretation of biblical prophecy.
Where can people learn more about this?
There are many resources. Books like Charles Ryrie's Dispensationalism are good starting points. And, of course, studying the relevant passages in Daniel and Revelation is crucial.
It sounds like a deep dive into Scripture.
It is. It requires careful study and consideration of different viewpoints.
Are there other related concepts we should mention?
Yes. Understanding dispensationalism itself is important, as well as exploring historic premillennialism for comparison. There are also variations within dispensationalism, like progressive dispensationalism.
So it's not just one simple idea, but a whole family of interpretations.
Precisely. It's a complex theological topic with many nuances.
How does this relate to the broader concept of the spiritual realm?
Dispensational premillennialism is very much about the interaction between the spiritual and physical realms, especially concerning God's interaction with humanity and the activity of spiritual beings.
So it's not just about dates and timelines, but about spiritual realities.
Exactly. It's a worldview that shapes how believers understand their place in God's plan and the ultimate destiny of the world.
Does this belief system have any practical implications for believers?
Absolutely. It influences how people live their lives, their evangelistic efforts, and their understanding of current events in light of prophecy.
So it's not just an academic exercise, but something that shapes daily life.
Exactly. It's a comprehensive worldview that impacts every aspect of a believer's life.
So dispensational premillennialism is a complex but fascinating topic. It's a very specific interpretation of biblical prophecy with significant implications.
It is. It's important to approach it with careful study and a willingness to consider different perspectives.
And remember, this is just a starting point for further exploration. That was a great discussion. Thanks for breaking down this complex topic for us.